The lobby smells like polished stone and cigarette paper. Your tie is tight. Your haircut is regulation. In your briefcase, a legal pad, a disposable camera, and a second passport that doesn't belong to you. Outside, sirens fade into midtown traffic. Inside, everyone smiles like it's safe. This is your life, level by level, inside a Cold War Special Forces operator on Wall Street. The recruit. The world of suits meets camo. You clock in as a security consultant, with a laminated badge and a borrowed resume. The office is all glass walls and beige carpet, the kind that swallows footsteps. You do walkthroughs at 7:15 a.m. Note the camera angles over the trading floor, count the turns to the stairwell door that sticks. You drink burnt coffee with compliance guys and laugh at jokes you don't get. In your pocket, a tiny notebook fills with harmless details: names, routines, where keys hang. You tell yourself it's just observation. You tell yourself it's just a cover. You tell yourself nobody gets hurt when all you do is write things down. Then the tasks come in plain envelopes. Jam a fire door with a folded matchbook. Swap a visitor log page. Leave a toolbox in the wrong closet so a corridor camera needs service. Small moves. Quiet leverage. You learn the first rule here. The suit is the uniform, and the mirror is the first checkpoint, because one wrong reflection gives you away like a fingerprint in wet cement. The analyst. Where intelligence meets intrigue. Your desk changes before your title does. Now you sit closer to the back office, where the air smells like toner and hot circuitry. You build charts from scraps: lunch conversations, elevator complaints, the timing of a trader's doctor appointment on options expiry Fridays. You keep a Rolodex of contacts with coded notes. Who drinks at the Oyster Bar under Grand Central, who hates their boss, who always pays cash. A courier drops microfilm into a book jacket. You slide it into your briefcase like it's another report. You tell yourself you're protecting the operation. You tell yourself you're protecting the country. You tell yourself the numbers don't care about intent. But your summaries get read by people who don't ask follow-up questions, only dates and thresholds: how much volume, which desk, what time the doors lock. One wrong inference and a team walks into the wrong building. And then you notice it. The same beige sedan twice in a week, the same man reading the same paper near the payphones. Paranoia isn't a feeling here. It's a metric you track until your own name starts to look like a data point. The operative. Trust is your only currency. They stop asking what you think and start asking what you can do. You move through Midtown in a gray overcoat that fits the crowd, carrying envelopes that weigh nothing and change everything. An insider meets you by the service entrance of 40 Wall Street, hands shaking just enough to betray the lie. You don't flinch. You memorize access codes from a glance, copy a key on a hardware store machine in Queens, return it before the next morning's open. You tell yourself it's just influence. You tell yourself it's just pressure. You tell yourself the market is a machine and you're only nudging gears. But the jobs get precise. Steer a rumor to a specific desk before 10 a.m. Delay a confirmation call by exactly 5 minutes. Swap a telex header so a trade looks legitimate on paper. You learn how to smile while someone explains their kid's tuition, and then use that tuition as a lever. Trust becomes your currency, and you spend it like borrowed money, because the moment the bill comes due, it's your face on the receipt. You've learned to blend in, to read the room, to move the numbers without moving your hands. Next, you don't just run operations, you start running people. And people break. The handler. You don't run plays anymore, you run people. Your days start earlier, before the traders arrive, when the building is all vacuum lines and fluorescent hum. You sit in a borrowed office with a door that closes all the way, a thin luxury. On the desk, a legal pad with real names, a lighter, 2 Metro cards, and a list of payphones that still work outside the Duane Reade on Nassau, inside Penn Station by Track 12. You rotate meeting spots: Trinity Churchyard benches, the back booth at Francis Tavern, the concourse under 1 Liberty Plaza. You tell yourself you're keeping them safe. You tell yourself you're keeping them useful. You tell yourself you can always pull them out before it gets messy. But you start hearing the strain in their voices, how they swallow before they talk, how they ask for reassurance without saying the word. You teach tradecraft in office language. Dead drops become document routing, Surveillance detection becomes taking the long way to lunch. You decide who gets money, who gets distance, who gets cut. You don't carry the secret anymore. You carry the people who carry it, and it rides your spine like a second skeleton. The ghost. You exist, but only on paper that can be burned. A week goes by and nobody says your name out loud. Your badge stops scanning on the first try, then stops scanning at all. You work from liminal places. A hotel room off Lexington with the drapes always half drawn, a storage unit in Long Island City with a folding table and a shortwave set, the backseat of a livery car idling on Water Street. You keep cash in 3 denominations. You keep your passport in a Ziploc bag. You keep your suit pressed because wrinkles are questions. You tell yourself it's temporary. You tell yourself it's compartmentation. You tell yourself disappearing is proof you did it right. But no footprint means no backup. When a contact misses a meet at Bowling Green, you don't call. You don't ask. You erase them by erasing your self-burner phone into the East River. Notes turned to pulp in a sink. Microfilm snapped and scattered into a trash bag with coffee grounds. Even the market becomes background noise, just another crowd to hide inside. At this level, you aren't the hand on the lever, you're the absence that makes the lever move. The ranks were supposed to be a ladder. Up close, they feel like doors that only lock from the inside. Each level gives you cleaner suits, quieter rooms, safer lies until even safety becomes a routine you can't explain. You keep doing the work because the work keeps explaining you. And when the lights finally go out, you learn what remains: habits and silence.